Just incredible!
Just incredible, man.
Just incredible. Run the thing, eh? Run it!
Just Incredibles podcast live in Los Angeles, California.
Yeah.
I got a good friend of mine in the building, man. Dom Kennedy, Dan. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
How you been, my brother?
I'm great, Jess, man. Good to be here.
Yeah, appreciate you pulling up, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you pulling up, man. I know you've been putting in a lot of work.
Yep.
You know, shit don't stop.
At all.
Shit don't stop, man. Classic albums, you know, you've done that.
Yep.
West Side with Love, Best After Bobby project, you know.
Yeah. Shout out to the Lakers.
Yeah, thank you for having us a part of that.
Yeah.
The Yellow album, I mean, the list goes on. You just put out the brand new project. Talk to us about it, man.
Class of 95.
Yeah,
Class of 95.
Yeah.
I have to salute my brother Polyester the Saint, man. Great producer.
And y'all been working together for a while.
Yeah. Somebody I met early on in my journey, you know?
Yeah.
As somebody that wanted to be a recording artist, actually, you know? Going from just a rapper, a guy that could rap and like going through life, late teenager, early 20s, got a chance to meet Poly. He was working on a project and we've been rocking pretty much off and on ever since, you know, but things kind of circle back around for us about, I'll say 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, where we started building the momentum and a desire to like work on a project. He didn't produce every song, but I just got to salute him when I talk about that album.
He did a few on the project.
Yeah, he did the majority of the work on that album for sure.
Y'all chemistry is great, man.
Yeah.
Y'all chemistry is great, man. How about features on the project?
Nah, not really.
Not too many.
Not too. I got some singers that I never worked with. That was the thing for me, for rap, especially at that time. It's a real innovative album. I'm talking directly to the ladies, you know, majority of the time. I'm not gonna lie about it. So it really wasn't too much need for like the rap energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like it's enough of that and a lot of that. This project, that album wasn't really about that at all.
Okay,
you know?
yeah, no, the project's great, man.
Thank you.
And we needed it. It had been a minute, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
really glad you know what I'm saying, to put that out.
For sure.
Yeah, man, I hear you're like, I got all these books around here. I hear you're like, you're really into reading, man.
I try to be.
Yeah.
I try to be. I got several in
Several
my
books?
room, on the floor. I got bookshelf like this on my wall in my room. Yeah, I probably have more books than the average person for sure.
What's one of your favorite books, man?
In terms of, man, I'm not a fictional type of guy. I like autobiographies. I like if it's fiction, it has to be rooted in a real setting. You know, I would say that. Favorite books. Man, that's hard.
Knowledgeable stuff, though, I would assume, right?
Yeah,
like,
things that'll help you.
We've had conversations even with
People
Nip
that'll
back
inspire you.
we were talking about books a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll read some self-help books, but a lot of people are really into that. I'm into like people and places. You know, stories like
that inspire you.
Yeah. Like I read Quincy Jones' autobiography, rest in peace to him, years ago. You know, I think my dad probably suggested that to me.
Yeah.
Alexander Hamilton. You know, Malcolm X is my favorite person of all time. You know, so I read his autobiography early. That's probably what got me on the path to like, you know, being how I am and thinking how I do.
That
things like that. You know, when I read, like I'm looking to read the facts and the ups and the downs of what makes you you.
Any specific lesson from, you know, that book or Malcolm that you could, you know, speak on?
Oh yeah, that change starts from within. You know, no matter how bad life does you, or you know, your adverse circumstances you come from, that your mind really is the best thing you have. You know, and if you could gain control of it and put it in a direction that could help yourself and your family or the environment that you come from, it could be a powerful thing. You know, and that's like God's greatest example.
Yeah, change comes within, man.
Yeah, for sure.
For real. I also know you're really into baseball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I am.
I know, man, like I said, Dodgers just won the World Series.
Shout out.
Finally got that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The parade and everything.
Shout out. Yep.
Yeah, how you feeling about that, man?
Man, great. I was happy they were able to put it together. It was big playing the Yankees.
Yeah.
Obviously. Historical matchup. You know, it couldn't have been bigger for Major League Baseball. It was just great, man, to see the Dodger uniform out there when you know everybody watching. You know the most important game.
The lights are bright.
The uniform that I love the most. You know what I mean? Holding the trophy up.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to see. You know what I mean? For
And
sure.
then,
They've been at it for a while too. Shout out to the whole organization.
Yeah.
You know, the Dodgers, they've been really at it for a while. They really love their fans. They take care of the stadium well, the ownership that's there now, you know, so it was like, it's been a lot of players in the last like 10 years, you know, that really been working hard.
Yeah.
So I was happy to see them
Finally,
get
like,
that moment.
yeah, it's that time, man. They worked hard, man.
Yeah.
And like you said, they really put it together.
Yeah.
They really put it together. And the stadium's one of the oldest stadiums, but so beautiful.
Man, great place to hang out.
Right?
I don't know if y'all ever been there, but definitely check it out.
Yeah, that's
I'm
Chavez
sure
Ravine.
Otani's bringing more people than usual, you know, just as a tourist aspect of it. But yeah, Chavez Ravine is a great place. Since I was a kid, you know, even when I look at pictures before I was born, now that I'm older and I look at pictures, it was always like a great setting for a baseball
Who
game.
was taking you to those games early on?
Oh, my dad.
Yeah, Pops?
Yeah, or my mom would go if he had work. You know, he would get the tickets and my mom would take me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, it was always like a family thing, something to just sit and talk, watch.
So good,
follow,
right?
Try to go to every opening day. It was a period in my life, like in the 90s, I would say I went to like every opening day.
Really?
Like maybe 7, 8 years.
They let you
in a row.
leave school and go.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's so
Fill the
special.
weekday.
Yeah.
Leave early.
For sure.
Go check it out. You know, sit high up. Don't get me wrong. I'm high in the top with the people with the radios on their shoulders.
Yeah.
Listening to Vince Scully.
Listen
with
to
the
Vince
headphones.
Scully.
That was me. I was the kid up there.
Keeping score.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, my
I was
uncle used to
at
take
the
me to
top.
games all the time, man, all the time. And, you know, something to look forward to. Like even when you're in school, go to a night game. Bring your glove, try to catch a ball. Like these are like very pivotal moments in a kid's career, in a kid's journey. Which leads me to, you know, your relationship with your son Chip. I know you're coaching him, right? And really he's looks like a great player. I watch, you know, on your Instagram and stuff like that.
Thank you.
Talk to you know, us about the importance of that.
It's just a typical father-son relationship. You know, a few generations in now loving baseball. He kind of picked it up very, very young.
Yeah.
You know, himself, showing him the ropes, and just saw that he had like the instincts and the passion to like understand, you know, how to play and how his skill, whatever he's good at, you know, he's different from the type of player I was. But once you figure out how your skill set works within the 9 people, you know, the 9 positions.
On the team,
Yeah.
What is his position?
He's an outfielder.
Okay, dope.
Yeah, he's an outfielder. He's a very quick guy.
Dope.
Get a lot of balls in the air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Could track him down, save you a run or two or a hit. You know that somebody might let drop. He could really go get it. And once I saw that, then it just became like a good father-son, like, let's work on it.
Bonding,
like,
yeah.
Like, I'm willing to work on it with you.
You've seen what he was willing to put into it, and you're matching that. And I love that, man.
Yeah.
What do you feel like you learned from that experience? In terms
I learned that how you talk to people. You know, how you talk to people is very, very important. Like, you don't have to always encourage them or have a false sense of encouragement. But now, like, it was a time where I didn't have as much time, even when I was a little bit younger, and I kind of volunteered to help the local little league.
Yeah.
And you know, I had a great experience, but some of the things now I would do different. You know, even now, just a few years removed, that I could see that I would do different.
Really?
Or certain kids that I would, you know, work with in a different manner or speak to them in a different manner.
Everyone's different.
Everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? But everybody deserves, like, I'm always a respectful guy, but it's like, sometimes life will, if people don't see something immediately in you, they'll kind of like get you out the way.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I never really believed in that because I feel like it's all just putting in work, right? It's all just putting in work. So, you know, again, I would like to be one of those people that offer better opportunities to show kids.
It's important, man.
How to work and prepare. You know,
that word
themselves.
prepare. That word prepare.
The preparation is important. You know?
And we don't learn that. You know what I'm saying? It's not taught.
No.
Like it should be.
Right.
That word preparation is important.
Right.
Work ethic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure, does Chip see his pops? You know what I mean? And I'm sure you saw his work ethic, and that's what really led you to say, okay, let's go all in on this.
Yeah.
Right?
No, just showing them. You really have to show people. You can't assume, especially dealing with a kid. You cannot assume and then get frustrated or like, because you might be talking to them and then you realize like they don't even know what I'm talking about.
What's going
just
on
like
here?
what you said, nobody's ever showed them that.
Right.
You know, and so if you could be the special person to show them a better way, it might help their life, their friends' life, their kid, you know, the next generation. And it's like, I look at it more like I would like to be a part of that. You know, in the future, if I get more time, God bless me, and I could, you know, double back and help more kids. That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
You know, baseball, like how far they go, that's up to the individual.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like music. Like, if you want to be a star, go ahead. That's up to you. That's got to be inside of you.
100%.
But it's certain things that you can learn how to do right that's going to translate across whatever you decide to do with your life.
And that's what'll stay with them forever.
Exactly.
And I've made that mistake so many times, just assuming that everybody thinks like me or moves like me, or
everybody cares about it as much as you, and they don't.
It ain't like that. It took me a lot of years to realize that.
Exactly.
Leimert Park, man.
Yeah.
Talk about it, man. How has that's home, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Inspired your journey,
Absolutely.
crafted you as an artist.
Absolutely.
Speak a little bit on that, man.
Leimert Park, I'm still in and out of there. You know, I still try to visit as much as I can. I don't live far at all. Right now, I'm always all the younger guys I deal with know, you know what I'm saying, I'm a phone call away, a text away from,
For sure.
You know, being there to answer any question or whatever they got going on, you know, and get some food or shop or whatever I do, you know. But yeah, it was just always a cool place. Like, one thing I could say I'll always be proud of is like being able to first live it, then share it,
right,
and then reap the benefits of, you know,
everything
showing love to a neighborhood that really, truly birthed my whole style in music and life in my adolescence, you know?
Yeah.
And my outlook on what I should be doing, you know? Like, literally that place, without it, I don't even know how to rap.
Right.
You know? I don't have nothing to really talk about. I don't have a foundation.
That's the foundation.
To go up from,
you
know, without Leimert Park. So it's always my best interest and my goal to represent it.
Yeah, you do it,
Shout
man.
it out.
Leimert Park was cool.
Make it look good, include it. You know, anything I could do, you know, within my means, that's what I try to do.
And what was life like growing up? You know what I'm saying?
In Leimert?
Yeah.
It was cool. Like I say in a lot of interviews, like, I don't like to glorify myself as like I'm some type of anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, but just me. So I say that to say, like, I wasn't like the star of the block. I was just one of the kids on the block. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm proud to say that.
Yeah.
You know, like I was the littlest guy on that hung out.
Interesting.
Like, or, you know, at the homie house, so was able to ride, and I was literally the littlest, youngest one at a time, you know? Being that allowed me to observe, to learn, to experience without it having to affect what came out of my mouth or me trying to pretend like I was something that I wasn't. You know? I didn't have to be boastful or loud or tough. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like anything special, because I was just able to move around and exist just truly as myself.
That's what's up.
And get that respect, or people to know what my name was.
For sure,
know?
They definitely know.
And so, you know, growing up, you have influences, you know?
Yeah.
And in those days, rap was like, if not, I mean, for some people it's sports. In LA, it might be gang banging, it could be rap, it's all of the above, right?
Yeah.
For real. But on my section, on my streets where they crossed up and, you know, people knew your name, or you had, you know, you went outside to play or hung out or whatever, rap was like everything. You know what I mean? It was the language. It was like what you listen to. Like, even if we was hanging out, if it was like 8 people in this room, it would still be music playing.
Right.
And what song was playing was always important.
Yeah.
You get me? Who album was playing was important. No matter how loud or low, whatever, it was always important.
Right.
It wasn't just anybody, just off-brand people or that. Like, that wasn't even a thought.
Nah, it was real
back then. Yeah,
culture.
It was exactly.
For sure.
The real greats.
Right.
They weren't greats then, but to us they were great.
Right.
And rap was always important. So
Snoop, Cube, Quick, stuff like that, or
Mobb Deep.
Okay.
Tupac Shakur.
Yes, sir.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Oh.
Yeah, things like that.
Early, yeah.
Yeah. More
Strong.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But everyone had a strong identity, and those names you said, what I'm saying? Like yourself, you really got a picture into where they were from. Bone Thugs, Cleveland.
Okay.
Mobb Deep, Queens. You know what I'm saying?
So that's how it starts.
Fire.
Again, I'm just listening though.
Yeah.
I'm just allowed to hang out. I don't even have any of these people albums. I can't even buy none.
Right.
I'm in the second grade.
Right.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
dirty words. It's like
parental advice.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is my experience with it.
It's dope. Yeah, man.
It's through the people I knew that was older than me or was into it.
Yeah. Rest in peace to my man Buys One, man. He Buys, man, one of the realest, and he had met up with me at Haroon Cafe. Shout out to Chase as well.
Yep, shout out to Chase Infinite.
And I got a chance to just experience Leimert Park.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Great afternoon, and like you said, the music was playing. Different shops, eateries, just
it's
so
all
much
different kind of people.
Culture.
Don't
man.
get me wrong. It's all you might encounter. All different type of people.
Yeah.
All
I love
different
that
type of people. Somebody that sells smoothies, somebody that sell incense, somebody that rap, somebody that do tap dancing, somebody that's a teacher, somebody that sell weed.
Yeah.
Everything is all right there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Somebody that's in the finance. I was just lucky enough to be a part of it all.
Yeah, man.
And to experience it, and by the time I would say became of age and picked up the art of learning how to sit down and put my thoughts on paper. It was really my main mission to talk about LA.
Yeah, no doubt.
Leimert Park. You know what I'm saying? That was in my heart from the jump. I was willing to sacrifice not being anything at the expense of just making this known.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, no, it's beautiful because as those names I said, whether it was Mobb Deep, Pac, Bone Thugs, that's Dom Kennedy for Leimert Park, for Los Angeles.
Thank you.
You've always had a real laid back flow, like a unique style.
Yeah.
Great storytelling. How do you remain yourself so well in an ever-changing, fast-paced rap game, man?
That's a good question. I feel like I took more chances on Class of 95 in the innovation forefront. And just in general, you know what I'm saying? I do like different styles. I do love I remember when Life After Death came out and Biggie said, "Armed and dangerous. Ain't too many can bang with us." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That changed the whole school bus. You know what I'm saying? For people that was in rap, because that's not how you rap on Big Papa.
Right.
Or One More Chance or this or that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's again, it just shows that we more than just the character, right? That you just trying to portray and hold on to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not never into portraying no character, acting like I'm just one way all the time, because I'm not.
Yeah.
That's not real. You know?
That's right.
That's not real. So when it comes to rap, I just like to I appreciate now that I'm where I'm at, I appreciate listening to some of the younger dudes find new ways of doing it and understanding that they don't have the same influences I have. So they don't care about so-and-so cool flow or this or that. You know what I'm saying? They might just be going for broke. And as somebody that loves rap, I could appreciate that.
Yeah.
And that's what gets me inspired now.
Got
if somebody doing what I do or somebody sounding like Ice Cube, how I'm gonna listen to that?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
It's
how I'm gonna listen to that?
Right.
For real.
Right.
Think about it. How I'm really gonna respect that or listen to that? Right. It's always about doing something innovative. For me. You feel me?
We already drove the Benz.
Man,
we ain't trying to.
We did that.
Right.
We do all. We live that life. So it's you could respect that from that person, but as far as what you saying with the flows changing and innovation, that's what keeps it good to me.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's what keeps it good to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would hate for somebody to say, yo,
that
OG,
sound like,
you know, like I know Don Toliver. I would hate for Don Toliver's CD to sound like my CD.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Or like how I said, whoever.
For sure.
You know, Bone Thugs, whoever.
Right.
Like, that would be whack. I love it because it sound like 2024 Don Toliver. That's why he probably my #1 artist. You know what I'm saying? Because he innovative. He don't rap, but because he innovative.
He is innovative.
And he does him.
Yeah.
You know, and if you really listen, he really cares. You know, he's telling you his story.
No doubt.
And that's what I look for, you know?
Yeah. You've got such a loyal fan base.
Yeah.
Can you think of an experience you came across a fan that stuck with you? You know what I'm saying? When they speak on what your music has. You know what I mean?
It was a time in my life where, like, I can't put a year on it, maybe pre-COVID.
Okay.
You know, just going through the ups and downs, you working through it. Maybe homies then went weird, or, you know, you figuring things out.
Yeah.
And a fan, she gave me a letter. It's two of them that will always be in my heart, but a fan gave me a really inspiring, great letter, just of, like, not anything great, but just like, hey, Dom, like, I appreciate you and I see you. And I got it framed, and I got it in my computer room, right, on my wall to this day. She probably doesn't know that, but
she will.
You know, I kept it.
Yeah.
You know, just as a reminder to be like, you know,
what we
to
do
myself. Yeah, it's like people see you. Everybody living life. You know, it's ups and downs. People losing, loving.
Yeah.
Moving on every day, you know, and that was like a reminder of that, you know, for me. And it was great that it came from a fan, because for me, I tried so hard to be that for them.
Yeah. And for you, I feel like it's great if you have 100,000 fans, but individually one is like we did our job, right?
My fans are the best because they really get me and they really appreciate it, and we've been together through a lot for a long time. To where it's like I get kids. I was at the other day and he was, you know, still young, and he was like, man, I've been listening to you my whole life. I gotta get a picture. You know what I mean? And he was fly in his own right, coming of age, you know, in his prime. You know what I mean? And but it was just dope to understand that, like, all of that didn't go in vain, you know, and they used it the right way, and now we get to shake hands when I see people, you know, and they appreciated my efforts, you know. Yeah,
I saw it firsthand, the show at the Novo, man. First of all, thank you for allowing me to come out there and introduce you, man. That was an honor and a privilege, my brother. Sir. Thank you for that. But at the end of the show, I was really touched by, you know, watching you speak to every fan, stay out there, take every picture. Autographs, you know what I mean? This is after the show. It's been a long day. Man, I think you did two shows that day. So, you know, watching you do that, man, it really, you know, as a friend of yours, as a fan of yours, it really touched my heart. Like, to see you engaged in that way, and to see how much it meant to them. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I know that has to mean a lot to you as well.
It does. It does. But to be honest, that's not something I did just for that show. I do that all the time.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know, I've been on the road for years, and I've always signed autographs. I've always taken pictures. I've always stayed, even after the last song, even if they kicking us out, or I did everything, you know, and whoever want to come up to the front and get something signed, or if I could take a picture with you, or if you bought some merch, you know, I stayed that time because I realized, like, these people could be doing anything. And I'm not that important in terms of, like, there's billions of people in the world. So if you took your time out, or always do, to listen to my music or to come to a show, the least I'm gonna want to do is say thank you. You know? And that's my way. I try to just find ways that I could tell people thank you and show them that I'm a real person. Like, I might make good songs. Some of them might not be good, but I'm a real person, you know. Through it all. Through everything. I pride myself on that more than any statistic people could throw at me.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. What advice would you give to a up and coming independent artist, man?
Yeah. I would say build a team. Build a team.
Okay.
You know, have short-term goals, not long-term goals for yourself and your team. Meaning, like, after 2 or 3 years, you should see some type of fruits of your labor or some type of movement. If not, change everything.
I heard that. That's
you know
important.
what I'm saying?
That's important.
Change everything,
Right.
for real. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna happen anyway. So whether you wait them 3 years or you could wait 300 years,
Right.
it's still gonna, you prolonging a bad situation. You
Learn.
prolonging an inevitable outcome.
Learn to move fast.
Move. Build a team. Hold everybody accountable.
That's important.
Hold
Accountability.
everybody accountable, including yourself first. Hold everybody accountable. Build a team. You know what I mean? Put fire to the fire.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody that's just think they cool and that's all they got slide with you. Because that's not enough.
That ain't it. That ain't enough. That's not enough to get it done.
Nobody's that cool. We all gonna have to get in front of the people and testify.
Yeah.
And then you gonna either pass or fail.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So
and it's
again,
not personal.
It's not personal.
It's like, what do you bring to
OPM.
the table? OPM. I heard you say something to the effect of, if there's two people in the same spot and they're doing the same thing, one of them is not necessary.
Yep.
Can
Absolutely.
you elaborate a little on that?
I still believe in that. That's from business. That's a business course that I was able to take. I didn't finish college or anything, but I went for a couple years junior college, took some business classes, and I was like, somebody probably asked me, what did you learn? And I didn't really learn too much, but I'm the type of person, I take the nuggets of information, the diamonds, the gold, and I bounce.
Right.
You feel me? Once I figure out what I need to have, I'm out. You feel me? Like the certificate and I wasn't going to help me. Right. You feel me? The teacher probably thought that, but I knew I had something else to be doing.
Right.
But once I figured out what I needed to figure out to apply to my life, I left.
I'm out. Yep.
And that was one of the most important ones, because again, you'll have a lot of people dressed the same, smoking the same backwood, doing the same thing, sitting around, talking, and it's like everybody here is useless.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody's doing the same thing. We don't need anybody.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It has to be some individuals. It has to be some uniqueness. It has to be more going on than that. And if even two of those people are trying to do or doing the same thing, it's never gonna work.
Yeah, man.
It's never gonna work.
And on the word accountability, man, speak on the importance of both holding yourself accountable.
That's number one.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's number one. For me, it don't really matter what everybody else do because you really never know if they hold themselves accountable or even if they care.
You don't even know if they care.
You don't
they
even
might
know
just
if they
be
really care. Yeah.
For the check.
So for me, it's always gonna end and begin with myself. And accountability for a lot of people is tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, what am I gonna do better? What am I gonna say? Okay, I messed up right there. I have a clear understanding of why I did what I did, or why this didn't go the way it did, and it's 10 times out of 10 based on something I didn't do, or didn't say, or didn't articulate.
Yeah.
And then you move on.
Yeah.
You move past it. You have a conversation with yourself. You have a conversation if it's a family member or somebody else, you know what I mean, that's close, or a co-worker. You be like, look, this what happened. I kind of thought you was going to go to the 50-yard line. You stopped at the 35. I threw it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
that can't happen again.
Yeah.
That can't happen again. You know what I'm saying? I need you to be right there when it drops.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If not, we got to get somebody else.
That's right.
Yeah.
Them tough conversations are so important to have.
Yeah, for sure.
But same thing as what you said. Like, you got to learn fast. You got to learn to move and fail, or, what's succeeding and what's working.
Yeah.
These things are so important.
Yeah.
You remained independent, and you run your own, business label, OPM. What are some of the advantages and challenges of, taking on that type of mentality?
Some of the advantages and the challenges of being independent.
Yeah.
I'll start with the challenges.
Okay.
The challenges are you never have enough marketing.
You never have enough marketing.
You never have enough marketing money. You never have enough, which amounts to enough marketing, enough visibility in the marketplace, being independent. Another challenge might be your resources, which can be an extension of marketing, but that could mean your team. You might not have a big squad.
Right.
But the people that you do have got to be important. They got to count. They got to really be sincere to the brand, to the initiative, to whatever it is that you're doing, you pushing, you believing in.
Yeah.
So you're going to come up short in a lot of those areas off the top being independent, because the money that you're making, whatever you're selling, the music, whatever, it's not in everybody's benefit to see it succeed.
Right.
Yeah. So they might not be as excited about it. They might not be as willing to share it, to talk about it. Things of that nature.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know, so which is why most people never attempt it or can't stomach it because it's not something to be in love with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a battle every day.
Every day.
Those are two that just popped in my mind. An advantage of being independent, I would say you get to celebrate by yourself.
I heard
you know
that.
what I'm saying? You get to celebrate by yourself a lot. You know what I mean? That might not be what people want to hear.
Yeah.
But you know, your losses ain't as devastating as well. You know, your loss, like even a bad day for me is a great day.
I heard that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A bad day is really a great day.
Right.
You know, like literally the worst thing could happen and I could go open my garage and pull up and go home and get in the bed and I'm like, I still got everything.
Still all me.
I still got everything. And nobody could not turn that off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people can't play with me and be like, we gonna freeze your account or we're gonna leave you tomorrow and you're gonna be sad.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Or your contract is over at the end of the year. Nah, I don't gotta hear about none of that.
None of that.
None of that. I'm not even entertaining it or listening to it.
Along with releasing when you want.
Yeah. Of course. That's in
obvious,
the art world.
Right.
In the art world.
And no one's saying you got to try to make this type of, you know, I hear so many artists who are like, you know, I'm on the radio. So they're like, they tell me I got to make this type of song in order to get you to play it, which, you know, you're in our relationship, you know, firsthand, it's about hot music, you know, but I think the perception at times, people think they got to make a certain type of sound or they're told they have to make a certain type of sound. As far as those challenges go, is the misconception of being on a major that changes immediately? Like, do you all of a sudden have a huge team and an unlimited budget?
I couldn't tell you.
Right.
That's being honest. I couldn't tell you.
I feel like the answer is no, though.
I couldn't speak on it, but I would say being independent versus probably being on a label. Yes, your team will be, and the people that will be expecting a level of, what's the word you would use from a radio perspective?
Success.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, success.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I saw a guy who's a highly respected, I don't know what you would call him. I don't think he's an A&R, but he was doing a seminar online and he was saying, for him, an artist is like, if you're going to sign a deal or do this, it's more talking about your superstar trajectory. Right. So maybe that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
But is every person that you sign a superstar?
Right.
You feel me?
Right. Not
you know
everyone's
what I'm saying? And what
LeBron
makes a superstar? You know? What makes a superstar? Some people feel like you're born a superstar, right? You see all of these movies and they're like, you either got it or you don't, or this or that. So what makes a label think that they're making somebody a superstar?
Love it. Yeah.
You feel me?
That's great.
I don't think Def Jam, I hate to name drop people, but when I look back on the people I don't think Def Jam made Jay-Z a superstar. Right. I think that was what Dame Dash was mad at and trying to point out. You feel what I'm saying? Like they was already doing what they was doing and they were mindful of the lifestyle they were selling and responsible for.
Enhancing.
And they were trying to take all the credit and money and they was like, wait a minute, we was already putting this together before y'all decided to distribute and partner with us. So that's the battle, you know? That's the battle when it comes to the game, to the music game, because the labels is always trying to tell you that the streets don't matter until you're signed to them, and then they want the streets. You feel what I'm saying? Because it comes with numbers, but but they'll ignore the streets as long as you're not, you know what I'm saying, until it goes through their system.
Oh yeah. Well, you're a testament to that, you know what I'm saying, and making certain choices and keeping it in-house, you know what I'm saying? OPM, all money in, you know what I'm saying? And I commend you on that.
Thank you.
I commend you on that. Is there one lyric that comes to mind in your catalog that you would say captures the essence of you as a person? One lyric?
Down for everything but backing down.
Ooh, come on. Say it again.
Hey, did I have to hesitate?
Not at all, my boy.
It's on LAX on From the West Side with Love 3, in case y'all listening and wondering.
That's what's
down
up.
for everything but backing down.
Heavy. down for everything but backing down.
Yeah.
I got a big self-esteem, but I stay humble.
Yeah.
Leimert Park song, man. Yeah, another great one, bro. And you've got so many.
Yeah.
You've got so many.
Thank
man.
you. I try to just give people how I feel from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That self-esteem,
and that's
confidence.
as a kid, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's not as a rapper.
Mm.
That's not as a rapper. That's as a human being.
Yeah.
You know, if you roll with me at any point, like, it's great stories of real life yet to be told, keep in mind. Of people that I know that know me for real. You know, that could testify, like, nah, when he was 10 years old, he did this.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like, nothing to do with nobody else. No disrespect.
No, understood.
But this is as me,
as
a person. This is not as a entertainment or nothing like that.
Completely authentic, man. That's what we love about you, man.
I try.
Yeah, man.
I try.
Is there 3 people? Could you name 3 people, dead or alive?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That you would, that you would love to, have a meal with, a conversation with. And what would you order at Earl's?
I was just there the other day. Shout out to Earl's.
Shout out to Earl's.
I got different combinations. So they know me, like, I'm special for the grill master will tell you, like, the beef dog, the jumbo beef dog, mustard, raw onions, simple. So now they have great chili. So this is what I might do. I might get the chili on the side with the fries and then put the little chili on top to make it my own little chili vibe. Huh? They salmon burger is incredible, but that's off the new menu. That's off the new and improved.
Okay.
This generation of Earl's menu. But just growing up, I'm the spicy link, beef jumbo dog, bag up, barbecue lays. If I don't want no fries, no chili fries, players punch.
Man, we gotta pull
I was
up.
there the other
I
day.
gotta roll with you.
Yeah, anytime. I was there on Monday.
Yeah, man.
I was there on Monday.
That's what's up, man. And in terms of the conversation with someone, anyone come to mind? Whether for me, like Kobe Bryant, like Kobe or something.
Kobe,
for me.
so anybody.
Anybody, man.
Damn, you put me on the spot with that one. It's definitely people I would love to have had conversations with. Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
Abraham Lincoln. Tupac Shakur. Man, who else?
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would probably be 3 great ones,
What would you ask Tupac?
I would ask Tupac several things, but one of the main things I would ask him is, like, when he was incarcerated, and, a lot of times as young black men in America, things happen to us, and when you mature past a certain stage, you can look back on it and see a different picture, So obviously him getting shot, him getting accused of rape, that would damper anybody's spirit and make you a different person or react to things differently than what, maybe reality might present itself, because you truly and I'm fighting to live mode, get my point across mode, which is where he was at. And I would like to ask him if he feels like how he feels more so about the people around him, about the people around him, and if they played a bigger part in why he was so aggressive and angry, and if you had removed those people and it just was him and his thoughts and his spirit, would he been able to find a way to
I think so.
Take the life and death situation out of it, of what it eventually became, because I always go back to the fact that I love Biggie. Yeah. I grew up just as well, and I still to this day love his music, love his raps, everything. And I know that at a time they were friends. Yeah, I know. I know that at a time they were friends, so I have a hard time believing that. I mean, I watched the outcome. Right. But you got to think that at some point on the day that it would have been like, nah, that it didn't have to go that way. For sure. You know what I mean? For you to get your point across. Like, you would have rather both people have lived. Yeah, of course. Made money, even if they couldn't rap no more, And that was God's judgment. Ultimately, that's what he decided. Yeah. But I would like to ask him now, he would be about probably early 50s.
Early 50s.
As
now.
a man, if he had made it to be a man,
Yeah.
you know, how would he have interpreted somebody else in that situation? You know,
Yeah, man.
and what would he advise them to do?
It goes back to that isolation we were talking about, you know, when you kind of zero out that noise that's around you.
Sometimes you have to.
You got to do it.
You
And
have
he
to.
was in situations where maybe he felt like he couldn't get away from certain things. I did wonder that, especially towards, you know, the end, the death row era,
Right.
about the people who are around him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the
Yeah.
things that he felt that he was having to live up to.
Right. And
you know?
responsible for, or people he had to show out for,
Yeah.
you know, for helping him.
Sure.
And people will hold you to that, you know, and
Yeah.
and I've been a victim of that as well.
Really?
Like,
in your career?
yeah, in my life.
In your life.
And obviously translating to your career.
Yeah. Speak on that a little bit.
I mean, we talked a little bit about it off air, but like how I would use the example of like, just like you might say something in an interview or like interpret something away, and then you sit back and realize like, that's not really what I was trying to say.
For
You
sure,
know what
I'm
I mean? And that
guilty.
wasn't the whole picture, and that could have saved maybe a lot of confusion, or maybe somebody might have looked at you like, dang, why you say that? You know, because you offended them, even though you wasn't trying to.
Unintentionally.
You know?
Yeah.
So I've been, you know, I'm careful now with who I even do interviews with.
I heard that, man.
You know, who I
heard
want
that.
to talk to about even anything. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's what they want to know, and then it's the truth, you know? And those two things are different. And me being somebody that was there in a lot of the situations, obviously if you interviewing me, you want to know something.
Right.
So me being a person that was there, I'm responsible.
Yeah. Understood.
I'm responsible for the truth, you know, and to tell it, you know, be
The
as
way.
accurate for what it is as possible.
Yeah.
You know?
Understood.
And so sometimes you fall victim to that. You know
I've
what I
been
mean?
there.
When you
I've been
in the storm, it's hard to see out of it. You know, people start grabbing on the things, start throwing things. You know, it gets rough.
That's the time we're living in too.
Yeah.
That's the time we're living in. Everyone's
Yeah.
looking for some type of,
Right.
you know, gotcha, click.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Right.
I definitely respect it, and I thank you for being here today, man.
Yeah.
If you weren't doing what you're currently doing, Dom, what would you be doing if you weren't, you know what I'm saying, running these companies, these businesses, amazing
It's
rapper?
hard to imagine, man. It's hard to imagine at this point. I would say, I would like to think I would have a quality life in any instance. You know,
Yeah.
Let's go back to the little league thing. Like let's say if I was a guy in the community that just came to the park every spring for 30 years, and that's all I did was teach young kids how to play baseball, and then I went like some of the men that helped my son before I decided to help,
Right.
are just solid men
Yeah.
of the community. Maybe
Yeah.
work at the airport, you know, so they got
Yeah.
them flexible hours to be available in the
Right.
afternoon. Those are great people.
Absolutely.
Those are great people. Those are respectable people, you know, and they have a life as well. Shit, some of them live in my neighborhood, so
that.
how am I doing that great?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
for real,
sure.
like for
It
real.
makes me think a lot
Yeah.
too, you know? Like
Yeah.
I think about that a lot with like
Yeah.
just being so determined, and you've got these goals and your passion. And
Right.
you look up sometimes and you're like,
Right.
you know,
This is what we decided to do.
right.
This
Right.
is what we decided to do. And people respect that as well. And we
For
have
sure.
a job and a responsibility as well.
For
But
sure.
if I wasn't doing this, I couldn't honestly tell you, you know? I'm happy to think that I'm free. I'm not incarcerated.
Yeah.
I'm not deceased.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Um,
I'm glad to hear that, man.
You know?
Because for a lot of, you know, us, there's no B plan. Like
Right.
we're doing exactly what.
And that's
we're
what I
supposed to be
mean.
doing.
Like the other side of it for me is probably more closer to those options. You know, from my environment and the people that I know.
For
you know?
sure. For
all
sure.
have done some type of time. All have had major setbacks. All have, you know, went through tragic periods of life, or
Yeah.
lost their life completely based off of just a moment of the stress that they was going through.
One
that-
bad choice.
Yeah, exactly.
One bad choice.
Could knock away everything, you know. And again, the older I get, the more mindful I become of those choices and the things that we do, you know, the things that we say.
For sure.
And how we move and how we perceive people to see us, you
Yeah,
know. That
yeah.
plays a big part in it as well, you
Yeah.
know.
There's a couple questions inside of this next thing that's coming to mind for me, but I was having a conversation on the way to our sit down today, and I was just talking about, you know, the older I get, I'm so used to saying yes to get me to where I wanted to be, you know, just humble, down for the opportunity. That I'm finding myself now having to say no to certain things.
Yeah.
And the challenges of that.
That's my favorite word.
Right? Like, so let's start there. Let's start there. The importance of no.
Oh, man, like I just said, that's my favorite word, for real. Like, for me, my brain automatically, even if I say, yeah, I still got to think about it. You know, I got to think about what's good in it for me, what's good in it for you, what's the outcome, how much it's going to cost me, the time, spend everything. So I'm always thinking in that manner. You know,
time spent, so important.
I gotta understand everything, especially if I'm about to be involved in it or give my time to it. Because my time I can't really get back. I would rather pay somebody and pay a fine and get out of jail than sit there. You know what I'm saying? Forever, because it's like I can't get that time back. Right. You know? But just and everything is not warranted, or people are not expecting you to agree to everything. You gotta understand that as well. You know, it's like a choice. Like, you can't be a person. If somebody said, "What you like, chocolate or vanilla?" I mean, I guess you could have a mix, but I'm a chocolate. I'm chocolate.
100%. Has there been an experience that you could recall where it wasn't all about the money, right? Because now a lot of people, whether I'm doing, you know,
it's a great question, man. Go ahead.
Thank you.
I see where you're going. A little
yeah,
bit.
well,
I want to talk about that.
To be honest, just yesterday, you know, I need a graphic designer to add to the team, and I had put out, and I was questioning this too, because there's vulnerability in like telling people
you need their help.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got a couple replies, and both of them, the first question was about money.
Exactly.
And it was just a different way than how I would go about it. Right now, going back to the Tupac conversation, that's me as a man assessing that, right? But not how I would have did it. And I guess that's my question to you is the benefits of understanding the opportunity over a set amount of money.
For me, the opportunity was to be independent for a career, to ride with the consequences of that, the good days, the bad days. The money really never meant anything. That's the funny thing, you know? But what it showed me over my time is like people's assumptions of it, or people do not want you to have it.
Right.
Or they want to take it away from you. You know what I mean? When you call your company OPM, people tend to act weird. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they don't understand the true meaning of, like, somebody can have way more than me, brag about how much they have and how much I don't have. And I'm like, damn, if I was in your position, I wouldn't even have made that song.
Interesting.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that shows me.
Right.
That shows me who's really who and who's really acting.
Almost like,
you know,
acting.
Exactly.
Yeah. Almost like,
exactly.
Do you look at
what
times,
are you doing with your choices?
Right. Like, you didn't even have to do all that.
Didn't have to do it.
You didn't even have to do all that.
Didn't even have to do it. But again, being somebody that people, again, in your situation, you might ask an intern, they look at you like, okay, Justin got that $1,200 frames. They looking, his chain look good. Umbro collab I never seen before. You know, his car probably washed. You know, so they coming from, they either want that one way or another, and they're expecting you to be the person to provide it, or they're going to get it from you. You know?
Interesting.
So you kind of had to, you know, be careful.
You do have to be careful.
You have to be careful, and you have to understand, like my dad told me when I started getting nice cars and things of that nature, he used to look at, because my dad was super more mindful by nature and just like common sense, all of it. He had it, all of it. Perspective. He could tell you before it happened, and he used to be like, "You're gonna have to be tipping a lot of people." And I laugh because that's not really what I'm thinking about. But now, you know, he understood, like, when people see that, they expecting you to be like, "Here go $100. Here go $20.
You pull up in the Porsche,
whatever."
They're assuming,
they're expecting you to do a certain thing.
Interesting.
And that's part of it.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
So you can't be just incredible I can't be Dom Kennedy and then go, you know, wherever, and then let the homies pay for the volcano.
Man,
No.
no,
That would never happen.
never
happen. Why? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, or wherever the Bottega Louis, like, it will never happen. It's me.
Yeah,
And it's an honor. It's a privilege. And I don't think about it like nothing but that.
that's great perspective.
You know? And
That's
I'm
great
proud to be the
perspective.
one to be able to do it.
Yeah.
That's my job.
That's what's
You
up.
know what I'm saying?
Responsibility in
Yeah.
a sense, huh?
That's my job.
I think about you know, a show you did in Vegas recently, and you had mentioned your pops, man, and you know, my condolences, brother.
Thank you,
I know
thank
you recently he passed. Is it this
summer?
Last summer.
Yeah, last summer, July.
And you know, I remember, you know, our mutual brother RJ. We were all in Vegas, and I was trying to get over to that show.
Yeah.
And you know, I remember calling him the next day, and I was asking him how it went. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because you know he's supporting you, and I wish I could have been there. And you know, he said, "Damn, Dom had to, you know, skate back to LA quick. And
Yeah.
what happened? You know, I could tell something was wrong."
Yeah.
And he had told me the news and everything, and it just broke my heart as a brother, man, because you know,
Thank
I also can relate. You know, recently lost my grandfather,
Yeah, respect.
who also played a father figure role for me, and
Yeah.
I lost my dad a few years back. So, you know, obviously not to say too much, but how has that affected where you're at in life right now, man?
I mean, it will always affect me.
Yeah.
He'll be with me, just like he was before. You know, God is the greatest. You know, I
Yeah.
will say that for allowing me to even experience life and having a real father for the time
Thank
that
God,
I did
man.
in my life. You know, my stance now, even dealing with more family tragedy since then.
Mm.
You know, is always to understand that my position is a grateful position.
Yeah,
You know, never like, oh, feel bad for me, or never like this was taken away from me. I'm looking at like,
Grateful
look at
for
what
what?
was given to me.
Man,
Look at
bro.
what I had,
yeah,
you know, and knowing so many others that didn't. You know, I could never feel bad, but you know, it was like, to be honest, like I was taking care of him and being with him. He battled with cancer since 2012.
interesting.
And I never used it as anything to say anything about anything.
Of course.
You gotta understand that to really know me.
Yeah.
You know? So this wasn't like a new thing. It was something like, you know, it was
You had
tough.
been working
It was
with.
tough. Yeah. It was tough. And God, in that instance for that show that I accepted, it was weird because I found out. And again, that's why I say God is good. He immediately put me in a position to serve him and my dad, because I had to literally perform right after. Something I never thought I could do or would do, but it let me know, like, I'm okay. You know?
Yeah.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I'm okay. I'm here. I'm who I'm supposed to be.
He's immediately watching.
He's
over me.
immediately watching. He's
Immediately.
immediately expecting me to get up there and do what I do for the people that support me. And had that not been the case, it might have been like a little hesitancy or a fear thing. But again, God put me in a position to have to address it immediately.
God bless, man.
Yeah, and that was probably the best thing that happened to me. And then it was like, then after that, after packing my stuff and, you know, the trip immediately changed and we back on the freeway, I had to realize, like, okay, now I got to decide what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. You know,
At that
it became
moment
two
right
different movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there, where
Right
I'm
there.
like, okay, that was cool.
Yeah.
But now it's something different.
Strong, man, strong. Man, you know, I think about, you know, even inside of this conversation, the impact he has had,
Man.
right? And how
The
grateful
most.
we are for that. And
The most.
it shows in your relationship with Chip.
Yeah.
You know what I
Thank
mean? When I lost my stepmom before my dad,
Okay.
and I think about, you know, I had a gig that night, bro.
Yeah,
the night.
exactly.
And
Exactly.
it was one of those things where she would tell me so much. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm
Right.
fine. I'm fine,
Right.
baby. Go do your thing.
Do your thing.
That you almost forget.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just
Yeah.
almost forget. And
Yeah.
I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
Obviously now I know with other family members, like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm not leaving. I'm staying right here,
Yeah.
or I'm calling one more time. But at
Yeah.
that time, these are our superheroes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And
So
it's tough. It's tough
yeah.
watching your hero, you know, ultimately go down, and knowing like inevitably that at some point you're gonna get that phone call, you know, or you're gonna be present and somebody gonna say, you know what,
right,
that's it, you know.
Someone who means a lot to me in my life had told me at that time, you know, her job was done with you, you know. She's proud of you. She's up there right now. And I think that goes back to talking about your pops, and he immediately had your back at that show and made sure, you know, you got home safely and equipped us for, you know, everything that's ahead of us, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. So we got the new project that's out right now, 1985. What does that signify for you?
95.
95.
Class of 95.
Class of 95.
That's man, to be honest, the inspiration behind that is it's very simple. You know, that's the year. I got a song on there called Sloss and Phil. It's not really about my homie, but I shout him out. He was my best friend at the time.
Okay.
Rest in peace, man. Great guy, Philip Johnson. And I was just in that spirit, again, talking about my father and building back, you know, my life and my psyche and my reason, my passion for even anything, you know, could be found on that project. My love of just rhyming and having fun, you know, and continuing to break the rules, you know, pick different beats, keep rapping when you're supposed to stop, you know, finding new ways to flip it, saying things that normally people that's think they this or that not supposed to say. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I'll try to break all of that, you know, and at least be the one to show another kid or somebody else like, man, don't listen to none of these people. Find your love in this and your pattern and paint your picture. You feel me? And offer that to the world, and whoever accepts you, that's who you know accept you, and whoever don't, it don't matter anyway.
Yeah, man.
You know? So that album is truly rooted in that spirit.
Beautiful.
It's really rooted in that spirit, and I chose the name because I'm always laughing. My son also likes football, and the cool guys that come on sometime on, like, let's say they'll introduce a player, right? And they'll say, my name is Whoop-de-Whoop, and I went to Alabama, and if I was on that in that situation, or somebody saying, I'll say my name is the original Dom Kennedy, Windsor Hills Elementary School, class of 95.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
You feel me?
Class of
just
95.
like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
I've had the pleasure of seeing you both perform and in the studio.
Yeah.
You know, I think about like Powerhouse a few years back. Like, you know, you had the bottle of champagne, OPM flag. It was just fly. You know what I mean? Do you have any rituals or things that you always?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, I have a writer like a lot of other artists do. We always say a prayer before the show with the team or quiet. You know, me on the side. I always have my fam with me. You know, certain people in my family that I love. You know, always on stage. As long as it's in the country. Outside the country, it's a little bit harder to get people to move around. But yeah, just certain music in my head. I like to be calm, you know? I like to be calm. Before, I'll probably be more in the Earth, Wind, and Fire type of vibe, type of spirit. You know what I'm saying? Devotion is like OPM. I don't know if people know that song. Y'all can look it up. But Earth, Wind, and Fire has a song called Devotion. That's what's in my heart before I do a show or a public appearance or, you know, anything like that. I like to feel that spirit because that's what it really takes. You know, it's devotion to be able to even, you know, doing it one time is enough. You know, I remember my first tour, it wasn't really that many people, you know, and then you get to be successful, quote unquote, and then, you know, whatever happens, but the real answer is how many times can you get up? And drop an album. Right. How many years could you go on tour? Right. Exactly. How many years could you pay your art people and, you know, your staff and, you know, really for real, like, and that takes truly devotion. You know? And if it's a song that I didn't create, that I'm passionate about or spiritually connected to, that I would attach to my brand, it would be Earth, Wind, and Fire. Devotion.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
And to all the artists watching that's a great example of how bad do you really want it.
Yeah.
You know?
And do you see yourself just past that moment? That's you know, a lot of people is clamoring to be, you know, whatever, to wear the brand of today,
One
to get
chain,
the money, the car that's out now. But you gotta realize in 2 years that car's old.
Done.
Can you buy the new one?
Right. Can you buy the new one?
When the new one is out, can you get another car off the rack? You know, could you do another tour 5 years later off the rack?
Yeah.
You know, that's really where your mindset should be at because one is not enough.
Yeah.
You know, that will have. I feel like that puts people in more misery than
when you kind of
anything.
get a taste of it.
When you get a taste of it,
Ooh.
I think that may, or they get close to it. You know, I read a lot, like you said, and I've read a book, and it's like people get confused with being next to it or being able to see it, and they think they touching it or they're there, and it's like you just because you it might be far, you could see it. God might allow you to see it, but you don't possess it. You know, and I feel like that has a more devastating effect on people's spirits when they come into that, because you was allowed to be around it. You know, you experienced a little bit of the fanfare, a little of the money, the life, the little attention, and but it's like, can you make it your own, and can you live in that year in and year out? You know, can you go somewhere? Can you take a break and go somewhere and people still like, I know who you are, you know what I mean? Let me respect. And it took me a while to get kind of acclimated to who I am, you know?
Really?
It was a period, for sure.
I never, you know, you've always, you know, confidence.
I'll give you an example. Like, picture the House of Blues is still cracking. Now we running, we getting a little more traction. Like I said, the first tours in past, we 2-3 years in now. Now the House of Blues is cracking. It's anticipation. And one time I came in the green room, and RZA from Wu-Tang Clan was in the green room. And still in my mind, I'm like, this is just the House of Blues. You feel me? Like, he probably just hang out up here. Even though he in my dressing room with my name on it, he probably just hang out here. And I actually introduced myself to him, and he was kind of looking at me like, like, that's, you know, I came to the show. Like, I'm here because of you, you know. And then I had to realize, like, damn, you know, because I wasn't really in the media, like how we was talking a little off camera, like people wasn't celebrating my wins or publicizing it or reviewing my good works that I was putting my life into, you know. But the people that know, and the people that really love this, they know.
They definitely know. It's gonna break through.
It's exactly. And so once things like that started happening, shout out to Q-Tip as well.
Shout out to Q-Tip. I really
admire. I was in New York, and I got the pleasure of being in a venue. I can't even tell you where. He was just DJing and hanging out, doing his thing, being the king of the town, you know, as he is. Playing good rap music, and talking to him was an experience. He probably don't even know that. But imagine me, you know, being a kid, and my cousins I admire listening to Tribe Called Quest, and then me going to New York as a rapper, as an MC, and then him like, take my number down. And I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's unusual. You know, no record deals, no anything. Just doing it for real. Being, you know, and it's like, then I then I kind of had to understand, like, okay, I have a place in this. You know, 100%. Outside of what they telling me or what they not telling me. Like, I have a position in this.
Love that, man. Let's talk about our brother, the late great Nipsey Hussle, man.
Absolutely.
A lot of my greatest memories from being on the radio involves both of y'all, man. Coming up to the studio, you know, premiering songs, popping, you know, champagne, just celebrating life, man.
One-on-one guy, man.
One-on-one, man.
Never be duplicated again.
Yeah, you know, speak a little bit about just y'all relationship and brotherhood, because
I think about him so much. Just like I don't talk about it with people, but obviously, like how you said, you know, you was a part of that experience.
Honor, man.
You know,
honor and privilege.
And you know, again, just like if I didn't know Nip, he would have been a person on my list, right?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Of course.
So people probably don't look at it that way, but I was a person that had the opportunity to live life and make history with him. But I was also a person that would listen to his music even if I didn't do music.
Yeah, of course.
You feel me? If I was the guy dropping off your Amazon Prime,
that's what would
Nipsey Hussle would be on my you know?
Yeah, of course.
On my
headphones, for sure.
In my truck.
He was giving out that game, man. Just so ahead of his time, you know?
Yeah. So then again going to sharing experiences in real life with him, you know, I still remember things that I forgot. I still try to hold on to those conversations, those rooms, those studios, those days when we was really knew, like, man, we gotta figure this out. I still try to keep that with me in my spirit and my soul, and hold on to it so I don't ever forget. And again, just like my dad, just like, you know, my cousin, I had a cousin James that passed recently, my baby cousin, I felt terrible. And just like in Nip, it became like, okay, what, I have to accept this, and what am I gonna do going forward? You know, I had to make some commitments and understand that it's gonna be a life now going forward that I'm responsible for.
Yeah.
And how am I gonna, you know, do that? And it's a responsibility, and honestly, it's a job.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day. Every day something comes up. Every day, you know, you just get reminded, you know, outside of, like, we have business, so obviously that binds you legally, having music, and then being, you know, friends, and years of, man, just
so
like,
many moments.
So many moments.
Do you remember the Anaheim show?
Absolutely.
Oh man, it was, y'all was wearing all white.
Absolutely.
It was some festival.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was probably day and night, maybe that first one outside of Angel Stadium, man. And
perfect
I was so
time
proud
of day, man.
that we could do the songs and let people celebrate him, because that was when it started to really turn up, you know, for him, in terms of people accepting it and knowing, like, nah, he's one of the greats, you know. And you know, like, everywhere that we appeared together, it was always like magical, you know. In my memory of, like, photos, how people smiled at us, you know, how we treated each other, you know,
utmost respect,
and like, it's times we had all type of combos, you know, about life, everything, and it was just like, man, I try to really hold on to those memories, man.
Beautiful, man.
I try to really hold on to those memories, man, and I know what he meant. And now, like, for instance, when I just did my shows, like, this past summer on the East Coast, I want people to know that he was truly I hope people see that he was one of the greats of any time.
That's right. Oh, for sure.
Not just one time, not just because of this or that or any of that. Like, he really gave his life to rap music, you know, and he really loved it, and he put the passion into it. And he is one of the best. I felt that way. You know, I knew what was inside of his heart and his passion, what he was working towards. I got to see it and hear it and experience it. And I saw his plan. Like, when he say, I had maps on the wall, like, I was a person that was looking up to see the blueprints of the albums that got scrapped, or the songs, or, you know, all of that. So, like, it was like, you know, again, God is the greatest, you know, for allowing me to be able to experience that with my own eyes, you know, to be able to testify about it. But he was really the truth, you know what I mean? He was really the truth. He's missed every day, you know. People that love him think about him all the time, you know, and miss him every day outside of the music. And, you know, just, again, wherever I go, the people say, man, you shout out Nip, or you did. But, like, to be honest, like, that was always the case. If anybody has any footage of anything, you can't show me one or two shows where before I didn't shout out Nip,
man.
You know, because I always respected what he did, and I always knew that he was great at what he did, you know. And my position in that role was, like, I don't want to misquote it, but one of the guys, maybe it was Brad Pitt, won an Oscar, you know. And his speech was something along the lines he was the supporting role. Maybe y'all could look it up, people that's watching. But he mentioned and played a nod to the main star for the reason why he won that. And in that relationship,
it sounds familiar.
That's how I looked at it. You know, like, everybody want to be the star, and sometimes you are, but sometimes you the greatest co-star in somebody's movie. You know, and I love that role when it came to the All Money In team. You know, like, that's why I was able to do what I was, because I was there in assistance to his greatness. And then I was still able to make my own Get Home Safely.
Of course.
You feel what I'm saying? And things like that, because I'm me. But when it comes to those moments, like, I understood clearly what the job was.
What the role was, man.
Exactly.
His legacy is going to live on forever, man. Like you said, in any era. I mean, y'all got some of my favorite songs, whether it's Please.
Check Me Out.
Check Me Out. Double Up. Like, we probably got a low key great EP just as is. You know, if somebody put together all the songs that we
paired on together.
Yeah.
It's probably, it might even be a 10, 11, 12 song album, you know, but I've never done it, but I know it's enough music out there
yeah.
where we were both on.
Unreleased, you're saying? Or
No,
songs
that's out.
Yeah, for sure.
Songs that's out.
For
Like if you totaled them all up.
What would that album, what would it be called, man? Yeah.
Hopefully, that'll be in the movie. Josh.
Right, okay. That's what's up.
In the movie.
Did he ever talk to you about the title Victory Lap? I wish I would have asked him like his thought process behind the title of that project.
I think that's fine. So that goes back to the record company days for him. South Central State of Mind was a big thing on his radar early on. That I feel like that was his plans. I remember, like I said, seeing that on the board with certain songs that got pulled for other projects.
Okay.
Victory Lap was in production as far as 2012, as far as I'm concerned, to where I could say I first heard him speaking on.
So it was a work in progress.
Always.
Wow.
Rap Niggas song, I heard that's the demo of that in 2012, 2013.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, so he always had that in his heart. I feel like Nip was such a perfectionist driven person, as we all are from our section. Me and him is Leo, so it's, you know, the presentation, we expecting an immaculate presentation. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes to a fault, but I feel like he was always working on that, knowing that when I get to this position, this is what it's gonna be called.
Yeah.
Up until then, it was a work in progress in music and Mailbox Money and Crenshaw and things that led the momentum up to that. Right. Because if you take those out, you probably don't even get to a victory lap.
No, clearly.
Yeah.
No.
You don't get to a victory lap without those years and those momentums and those, you know, songs coming out here and there where it's like, hey, Nip one of the ones, you know, you keep dropping. Because when a label, you know, drops you or people perceive that things have moved on past you, you know, sometimes it's tough for people to deal with, you know, 100%. And it's tough for people to get their, you know,
still stay motivated,
their energy, their heart into answering, you know, the bell, let's call it, you know, and I've seen that in several artists that I work with.
You speak it into them, you know, that life back into them, though, and let them know your experiences, not Nip specifically, but just the artist.
You just get shit cracking, Jeff.
Yeah.
You don't speak anything.
Just
you don't sell nobody a dream.
Yeah.
You say, look, put the beat on. I'ma say this. You gonna do this, and then we gonna weigh it out with what everybody else doing. Yeah. And then we gonna keep going.
Yeah, I've heard. I've heard that. You know,
that's what I do.
Sessions.
I don't politic.
You and Game. You know that I think about where
I don't believe in none of that.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they want to see people fall or fumble and pick it up and act like they ran. I'm not one of them people. I could create. I could score a touchdown on anybody at any field.
That's what's
anywhere.
Up. Right.
I don't need nobody to lose for me to win. I'm just plan to win.
Come on. I
just show up ready to win.
Yeah.
You know, do whatever I gotta do so we can win.
Yeah, man.
And in that instance, when we on the team, it's like I probably benefited because I don't care about the losses. I don't care about the fake A&R who left or the people that did this or you know, whatever.
Laser focus.
Yeah.
Laser focus.
I'm there like, you Nipsey Hussle, I'm Dom Kennedy.
That's it.
That's all we need to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like in the end, that's gonna be more important than whatever anybody else gonna sell or try to, you know, manufacture. Yeah, and it's still true right now.
That's right.
It's still true right now.
Where do you feel the LA hip hop scene is at right now? I mean, it's been a crazy year.
It has been a crazy year. It has been a crazy year.
Jeez.
I feel like the best is yet to come.
Yeah.
I feel like the best is yet to come. I feel like for every action, it's a reaction.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah.
For every action, it's a reaction. And I don't feel like it's finished by any means at all.
Yeah.
I feel like the people that's going to benefit the most, the people that are probably not saying anything, the people that are calculating, calculating what's all going on are the ones that you really gonna have to watch out for.
Quietly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The people taking the credit and doing, and like how we talked about the interviews where I was like, nah, that's not really, you know, because I'm not into like selling, you know, no dreams or nothing or trying to prop myself up to do anything at any moment, you know?
Yeah.
I'm more in love with the work.
Yeah.
You know?
Let the work speak for itself.
Let the work speak for itself. You know? Let the product speak for itself. And again, I feel like the artists that's sitting back right now that's cool with their position, that know where they at, know what they got to do, see the little, you know, the things that need to transition in order for it to be ultimately, you know, what it's gonna be.
The biggest.
It's yet to come. Exactly.
And
that should be everybody's goal.
Yeah, man.
That should be everybody's goal. We should honestly, openly say that. You know.
Let's shout out some of the OPM artists, man, on the team, man.
We got a lot of new ones. The roster gonna change.
Okay.
The roster is changing soon.
That's what's up.
That's yet to be seen. That's the next chapter.
That's the next level.
You know what I'm saying? Right now it's class of 95.
Class of 95. You did early work with Kendrick as well.
Yeah.
You're on Overly Dedicated.
Right.
Early. Like
that
the We Ball. Yeah. She Needs Me. Yeah.
The remix.
Great record. Like, what can you speak on some of those early sessions? What did you see in Kendrick? What do you think he respected about you? I mean, this was
I think in those times, they probably respected my my branding.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
My presentation.
Presentation fire.
You know, the ability to say, okay, this is what it is, this what it sound like, this what I'm gonna call it.
I'm doing this,
and
I'm not doing that.
And make it a real thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Bringing shit to fruition.
Yeah.
How about you in terms of spotting a young Kendrick like that?
I would say the same things are true now that what I saw then. The tenacity, you know? Like once you identify somebody in Nip as well, you know, let me say that. Once you identify somebody that you know is gonna be there no matter what, like OPM's slogan is till it's over. Like when I could see somebody that's gonna go all the way to the end, I know like who you are.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know who you are. Cause that's something you can't buy, you can't teach. Like people could change crews, people could change labels, people could change outfits. I'm not looking at none of that, to be honest. I'm not interested in any of that. That's what you selling somebody else. What I'm looking at is who you are, what you really saying, what you happy about, what you mad about, what bothers you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Things like
real
that.
emotion.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
And so when in those times, you know, like Milk, he had a vision to do a joint tape.
Okay.
You know?
Yes, sir.
And I can remember Terrace Martin. I can remember myself. I can remember, you know, a young K-Dot. We young at the time, you know? But again, when you know somebody's going to sit there till they figure it out.
Shout out to Terrace Martin.
Shout out to Terrace Martin.
Yes, sir.
Like, that's what I still hear.
Yeah.
You know, when I listen or somebody, a Kendrick Lamar song comes on, that's what I still hear to that day. That hunger. And that relentlessness for rap. You know, that's extraordinary.
Yeah.
You know?
Extraordinary.
Extraordinary. Like once in a, you know, a millennium, probably a lifetime, whatever you could call it, a century. Like you'll never see anybody.
One-on-one.
You know, it's interesting. I hate the dynamic with Lil Wayne, but he's a person like that as well, which is interesting why they, you know, it's kind of the little, whatever it is, I don't know. I don't want to get into the rap shit, but you know what I mean? Because it's like, if anything, they should have that in common.
Right.
You know, because they both gave their life to push a certain agenda.
I think at the core they do, you know what I'm saying? And it something, you know, you know, when the noise clears out,
right?
Obviously,
and that's again those people around, right? Like how we started the Tupac conversation.
Yeah,
you know, that's why I would say that is because like you gotta really understand the whole
picture
and look at everybody 360 when you in the storm for real, because everybody else could do something else.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody else could go get another job, obviously.
Bro.
You know, or hang out with somebody else.
The ones telling you.
You know, yeah, exactly. They could all go do something else, you know, and we'll be the ones to take the fall or, you know, to have a battery in your back to do something on behalf of somebody else or some, you know, and it's like, I try to never really subscribe to that as much as possible. And if I ever do say something, that's me. That's what I want people to know. Like I feel that way regardless.
Yeah.
It don't really probably have nothing to do with rap.
Facts. We got to try to get Terrace to dig up that hard drive and find some of them sessions from those moments, man. That was good stuff.
Yeah.
It's well documented, man, that you like old school cars, man.
Yeah.
What's one of your favorites?
Right now, my 62 Impala
60.
Super Sport.
Okay.
62 Impala Super Sport. It's just so clean, man. And the OG, shout out to Big Tweet, man, King of Chevys. Anybody out there in the cars, you might know him. Look him up. But he catches me in the car randomly. It's so weird. You know, I get a lot of respect. Again, going back to like same thing with rap. And it's not because I talk about having a car. It's because they see me on Western Avenue in a car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
They see me on Van Ness in the car. You know what I mean? They see me on Crenshaw Boulevard in the car.
Yeah, man.
That's different, you know? And so I really, again, just try to be an example of, again, not the rap, but the life.
Yeah,
the
the
Los
life.
Angeles, you know, the people that I looked up to, that I respected, you know? And that, I believe that's how you get respect. But yeah, I'm heavy into cars. That's like, that would answer what you were saying. If I had to retire right now, or if I did something else, I'd probably be building cars.
Building cars.
Shout out to Mac 10 as well, man.
Yeah.
Mac 10, super OG, got cars. He playing humble. He not super humble, but I'm saying if you don't know him, he ain't gonna just tell you, hey man, I got, you know, Mac 10 got cars. Like whatever new car you got, Mac 10 got an old school car worth more than your new car.
Wow, facts, huh?
For sure.
Like that.
One now probably ain't getting built.
Shout to Mac 10.
Yeah, Mac 10. He in the cars for sure. He'll tell you, you know, for sure. Like I look up to people like that. Again, that do what they do. You know, you might be like, oh, that's Mac 10, but like people that really do hydraulics really know he know how to do hydraulics. You know what I'm saying? Like he do his thing. Like he could tell you about, you know, what goes down out here. You know, Glasses Malone as well.
Yeah, G Malone.
Yeah, that's my boy as well. He's heavy, not a fronter. You know what I mean? Really know people, really, you know, do his thing.
Yeah, man. Hit Boy, man. Half a mil. Half a mil collaboration.
I can't say enough good things about him, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Hit Boy.
Him and his family, man. For real, for real.
How did that, you know what I'm saying, chemistry, the ideas to work together in terms of a collaboration project, man? Yeah,
well, the courtesy of Half a Mil music we doing, we do have some more coming soon for sure, Lord willing. We've been working a lot, but Hit is just one of them real people, man, who's just blessed to have the creative talent that he has. But when you observe him, or when you really get to know him, he just a caring,
good person,
great
man.
Person, you know, down to like, again, how we were saying earlier, when everybody deserts you, who gonna help you figure it out and build it back? You know, who gonna eat in that grimy spot with you for 2 months till y'all get some steak and potato money, you know? That's Hit Boy. You know?
That's
the type of people I rock with, you know? So it's like, we come from that, like, we had a time we was both, you know, he's the super label, darling of the label. I'm the new come up. You know, things kind of went their own way. I didn't sign, you know, but it meant so much more for us to come back years later, around 2017, 2018, after we had been through stuff as men, you know, and as people, and really be able to sit down and create and build something new. And then in the midst of that, you know, he was able to do a Racks in the Middle, do the Travis Scott song, you know, do the King's Disease. Shout out to Nas. I can't finish the interview without shouting out Nas.
Yeah, man.
You know?
What does Nas's hip hop mean to you, man?
Man, listen, I'm gonna keep it real. If somebody said Nas the greatest thing that ever happened to rap music, I wouldn't say shit. You feel what I'm saying? I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't say anything. That might be their opinion, but I would not say anything.
No objection.
None. Not one. Not one, man.
What is it about?
Not one.
What is it about?
Man, let me tell you one story, man. So in the midst of not only doing 3 King's Diseases, I don't know, y'all could check the stats and how, and 3 other mixtapes that they did as well. One day, you know, again, everybody call themselves a hustler. All these rappers, everybody wanted some advice. Everybody's the pimp or the this or the don of the town, right? I'm coming to studio. I'm early. It's Saturday. This after they won a Grammy. It's Saturday morning. It might have been between 9:30 and 10:15. Who already in the studio then laid a song?
Word. Nas is there?
It's Nas and Hit Boy.
Damn. Like that, huh? This is after.
So it come down to really what's in here, man, and if you really want it. You know what I'm saying? And it don't matter what age you are. It don't matter, you know, if you up, if you down, if you got your jury on, if that, like, get on the mic and say something real. You know what I mean? And
Get
if
on
we
the
gonna
mic.
say one person's name who's done that year in and year out and stood the test of time and gave their testimony, you know what I mean?
That's
Good,
Nas.
bad, and other. If you said Nas, again, I would not say nothing.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
You feel me?
That's
He
what's up.
deserves it.
Yeah.
It
Flowers
ain't
to
nothing you
Nas.
could take away from him. He deserves it. He did it. You know?
Been doing
He
it.
did it. From a teenager. Nobody had an album at 19 and then still going right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even
Not even close,
yeah,
man.
It's not even close, man. And
Through
kept
all
it
the
real
eras,
the whole time.
The whole time.
The whole time.
The whole
Kept
time.
it himself the whole time.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Man.
Kept it himself the whole time.
Shout out to Nas. Shout out to Hit Boy.
Shout out to Hit, man. And again, just having that relationship, again, I was able to see those moments, see those people walk in the door.
Yeah.
See my brother life change again, you know, and escalate. See his dad come home, free big hit.
Free
you know what I
big
mean?
hit,
The
for
whole
sure.
movie, you know,
For sure.
again, that's me being a co-star in a great movie.
Yeah, man.
A great movie.
Co-star in a great
His whole
movie.
family, you know what I'm saying? His grandmother know me, moms, everything, sisters, like it's real. You know,
Yeah.
we not talking about rap.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Real life.
Real life. Yeah.
Man, I appreciate you, bro. Don, we could talk all damn day, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you for sliding
Appreciate
through.
you, Jess.
It's been a great conversation, man.
Yeah.
Many more blessings to you and your family.
Yes, yes.
And I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I cherish every time we get to link up, bro.
Yeah.
So thank you, man. I hope
Thank
that
you,
light
Jess.
keeps shining on you,
Man.
your family, your loved ones. Happy holidays and New Year to you, man.
Yes.
And let's keep going, man.
Amen.
My brother.
OPM,
Oh,
Leimert
yeah.
Park. for
The
life.
original Dom Kennedy.
Yeah.
That's right. Just Incredibles podcast. Thank y'all for watching. Peace and love.
Just incredible!
Hey yo, just incredible.
You don't know, eh?
Keep winning.
Yes, sir. Hey, thank you to everyone who watched this podcast. The music you're hearing, that's provided by LA's own The Eastie Boys. If you enjoyed watching this, please hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section, and while you're there, tap that subscribe button so you can subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. There's more content just like this, and trust me, a lot more on the way. To keep up with me off of YouTube, follow me on Instagram at Justin_credible or my TikTok. You can just search Watch Justin Credible. Thank you so much for watching.